So I've seen a few posts about people saying that whenever their kid is serving or a kid serving and the opposing team is yelling miss it or making some type of chat that's really rude and inconsiderate. And my response to that is, baby, you don't want your kid playing at the big leagues. Just say that. Say, I don't want my kid playing at a Big Ten school. Just say, I don't want my kid to be a professional athlete. Just say it and leave all of us to enjoy it, because that's a part of sport. It is a part of sport at early age. I would hate that you are trying to rob your kid of them hearing the other team yell, miss it, or all this stuff, and they go and they serve an ace, and your kid gets to stare at that bench knowing that she just aced them. I would hate that you're robbing your kid of those moments because you want to make sure that there are zero obstacles in front of your kid to succeed. And that's what it is. Sport is all about competition. Competition is all about heckling. Heckling, to me, is the best part of the sport. Back in my day, kids would grab the media guide and go through it, and they would talk about your parents. They would literally talk about what your hobbies were. If you mentioned you were dating someone, they would find that person. God forbid you broke up with them. They are going after you. That is a part of the sport. You know, I know you all can't believe it, but when I played, I talked a lot of crap. I know. You can't believe it, but I did. And I have somewhere in my heart young girls who talk crap. When I see young girls talking crap, I'm going to watch them more because I know they want to compete. They want to win. When the kid goes for the ace and she stares at the other team's bench, I'm going to watch her game a little bit more. I want to see kids that have this chip on their shoulder, that are talking, they're little snappish at the net, giving some stare downs. That is the competitiveness I want. When you are trying to sanitize everything from their experience to make sure that they have the perfect experience, you are robbing them of competition, especially with young girls. Boys aren't talking about this. Like, boy volleyball, boys basketball does not have parents being like, can we not say anything when they're shooting free throws? It is so rude. Whenever my son is serving, can we not have the other team yelling stuff? That is rude. Boys sports don't do that. But for some reason with women's sports, we want to sanitize those type of moments from them. And it's unfortunate, and you are robbing them of the ability to be mentally tough. Because let me tell you, when you get to college, those fans are going at your kid's throat. Let your kid miss a serve, they're going to go after them. Then when the other team is serving against your kid, they're going to be chanting your kid's name. That is the way it goes. And for you to think it's rude or inconsiderate for things that are a normal part of it, and we're not talking about kids who yell rude things we're not, but just miss it and all that, baby, that's a normal part of the sport. And I need you to understand you're going to minimize your kid's experience, because here's what's going to happen. You say things, then the coach goes and says, hey, can your team not do this, blah, blah, blah. And your kid gets to college and she's going to be a head case. She is literally going to be a kid that cannot handle crowds. So guess what? She's going to miss serve. She ain't fit to play. You're going to cause your kid to sit the bench because you don't want her to grow up in a mentally tough environment where she doesn't even hear that. Or if someone accidentally steps in front of her when she's serving, does the replay and goes and serves. You are stopping kids from building up their mentally tough gene because you want everything sanitized. This is a normal part of sport. It being loud, other teams saying something, like it's a normalcy of sport. And if you can't handle it, that's a you thing. But do not rob your kid the gift of acing someone and then making that bench quiet. There's a video out from years ago when Caitlin Clark was playing in high school, and a group of guys was sitting there heckling the hell out of her. And they're like, how can she shoot? She can't shoot. And she's whoosh, 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 and just silencing that whole group of boys. You're stopping your daughter from having that experience. from you sitting in the ground, sitting in the crowd, watching her silence a group of kids. You're robbing her of that moment. And shame. Because we should never rob our young girls of moments where they can be extra competitive, extra badass, be a little nippy at the net, and be mentally tough. We cannot do that to our young ladies. So if you're sitting here wanting to sanitize on noise from their experience, that's a you issue, that's not a them issue, and don't rob our young ladies from it, please. Because we already have enough time, enough time of really pushing them to be uber competitive. Don't rob them from this.